All right, let's hit the field.
All rise.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
It is Tuesday, September 24th, and the Yankees were taking on the Orioles in Game 1 of a 3-game set in the Bronx. With a win, the Yankees would be American League Eastern Division champions. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out,
They pull me back in.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of things bothered me about that game. We had a number of obvious opportunities. Base running mistakes by Gleyber Torres, not bunting in a key situation where you could have tied the game. Just a lot of unserious baseball tonight from the New York Yankees. One positive, we got John Sterling back on the radio. So I'm in North Carolina, and the games are blacked out. The Yes Network games are blacked out because the Orioles are considered the local team, even though it's a 5-hour drive to go to a game. And so I have to watch those games on the Orioles Network. So what I typically do if I'm not running my VPN is I put on the Yankees radio broadcast and sync it up with the game. So tonight, I had actually forgotten about it. And to my pleasant surprise, John Sterling back in the booth today. He'll be back in there for the entire homestand and for the playoffs, however long that run lasts. Not going to last very long if you play like this. Excuse me. It was fun to hear him call Aaron Judge's 56th home run of the season. I don't think we've heard him call Juan Soto home run yet, so I'm looking forward to that. But not a fun night for the Yankees. Was not a good night in the stadium. You could feel the energy was kind of down, kind of lethargic. The offense was lethargic. And the Orioles all of a sudden getting some guys back, crushing the baseball again. And that's got to worry you if you're the Yankees, because they got some momentum now in this series. The Yankees should have taken advantage of this evening and just put their foot on the Orioles' throat. But low energy in the stadium until about the 7th inning. Mini rally, and the Yankees had a chance to tie the game, but Gleyber Torres got thrown out at third base again.
He must be the stupidest son of a bitch alive!
This guy's base running. Absolute crime against humanity. Let's talk a little bit about Clark Schmidt. Not his best outing tonight. 5 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. ERA goes up to 2.55. Second start in a row that he was kind of laboring. And one of the things I saw from him tonight was something that I hadn't seen from him in a while, and that was he reverted back to his old mechanics a little bit, where he was kind of flying open with his front side. You saw him falling off towards first base a number of times. That's a telltale sign that, your momentum is exploding through your front shoulder, right? And it takes you towards the first baseline. And he was missing arm side with his pitches a lot of times. Trying to spot balls, glove side, they would leak out over the plate, and that's why he got hit. 4 hits, including a home run tonight. I don't know if it's rust. I don't know what it is, but just not a good start for him. And, at this point, every start is an audition to get into that playoff rotation. Now, I think he's in. I think he's in for sure. But the way that Nestor Cortez has been throwing the ball, the way that Carlos Rodon has been throwing the ball, Luis Gil continues to throw the ball well. More walks than you'd like, but still, pitching pretty successfully. And Garrett Cole obviously not going anywhere from your rotation. He might have one more chance to get into the playoff rotation. We'll see. So since this is one of those nights where the recap isn't going to be super exciting because the Yankees didn't do much offensively, I thought we would take some voicemails. So we're going to get started here. First call is about Luke Weaver.
Hi, Derek. This is Patrick. I just wanted to say I think Luke Weaver should be the closer going forward, including in the postseason. I think he has what it takes.
Yeah. I didn't realize that he had thrown over 80 innings already this year. It's weird. If you had asked me, I would have said he'd thrown maybe 40, 50 innings, right? And that's a good thing. That means that he has forgettable, easy innings, And since becoming the closer, he's been striking out a ton of guys. The fastball's been touching 98. The changeup has been filthy. He's got a Tommy Kahnle fastball with an old Tommy Kahnle, when he first came to the Yankees, kind of fastball. 98 miles an hour. And his whiff percentage, according to Baseball Savant, is in the 94th percentile. His strikeout percentage is in the 92nd percentile. Go check out his metrics. That is what a closer looks like.
Calling about why they keep taking Dominguez out, especially with a right-hand pitcher hitting tonight, and they got Stanton in there, and why not, and Verdugo, why not DH him or put him in left field and let Judge DH? Why keep taking him in and out of the lineup?
I think, honestly, of all the times that Boone has sat Dominguez since he's come up, tonight was the one that surprised me the least, because it's almost politics, right? Verdugo has played 145 games for this team this year, and regardless of whether or not it was the better matchup tonight, I think Boone wanted the Yankees to clinch with Verdugo on the field. I would have preferred to see Dominguez in the lineup, but I kind of understand from an old school perspective what Boone was doing there. But, Verdugo didn't do much today. They brought in Dominguez late in the game against a guy throwing 100 miles an hour with a nasty cutter, exploded his bat. And I think that now it's all hands on deck, right? We tried to, put our ideal lineup on the field tonight and, give everybody happy feelings to clinch. But now you got to win some ball games. And I think Dominguez has to be in the lineup tomorrow. But I think Dominguez should be in the lineup every day. I think reps are what he needs right now. And they waited too long to call him up because now you're under pressure waiting for him to get hot. He was just starting to swing the bat a little bit better in Oakland, Seattle. He had that home run in Seattle. He had another home run in Oakland. He hit the ball hard a few times in Oakland. And, I kind of figured they would sit him tonight, but having 2 days off, and then having to come in and face a guy throwing 100 miles an hour, not great for your timing. Bo Simpson says, time to stop being nice and being a buddy to players. I got to say I agree. Sparkle Sweet says, Burns tomorrow, Eflin Thursday, Orioles might sweep. Well, they might. That's baseball. As long as the Yankees win one more game this season, that's all you need. That's all you need. Win one game the rest of the way, and you're AL East champs. But yes, the Orioles have some good pitching, and it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy.
Hey, Derek, this is Matt in New Jersey. First time, long time. I was listening to your voicemails episode where you're mentioning great games that you've been to, and I said, I should have called in and mentioned. Earlier this year, I took my son to his first Yankee game, and we went with a friend of mine who I've known since high school and his son. And Ben Rice hit 3 home runs in the game. And then on the way home, sitting in traffic, we streamed your channel and watched you shave your head. It was a great day, and it's got a core memory for me and my son. So thanks for that.
Wow, what a great call. That made me feel really good. That's why I do this. If the Yankees don't win the World Series, that game will probably be the high point memory for me this season. There's been lots of good stuff. The Soto getting clutch home runs in San Francisco. We had the Grand Slam by Judge against the Red Sox. We had Jazz Chisholm hitting all those home runs against the Phillies. By the way, Jazz Chisholm not been swinging the bat good. He went 0 for 4 tonight. But we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But that 3 home run game from Rice and the subsequent head shaving is core memory for me too. We made it onto the Yankees broadcast, even though they didn't say my name. We made it into the New York Post, and honestly, I got a lot of compliments from my friends on both the shape and shininess of my head. So it worked out. Joseph Johnson says, Gleyber's defense has been so bad that we forgot how bad his base running was. I didn't forget. Pepperidge Farms remembers. Franklin Lopez says, effing Gleyber gave the game and killed the entire mood in the stadium and in the bench. You know, I felt like the stadium's energy was bad all night, but you could feel sort of the momentum growing there. I think if Gleyber Torres stays on third base, they probably, I don't know if they would walk Judge. I saw that, Soto ran for second. He probably should have stayed there, right? He probably should have stayed at first, and then you force them to either pitch to Judge or walk the bases loaded for Austin Wells, and then who knows what happens. But yeah, it was interesting watching Garrett Cole respond on the bench to that base running blunder by Gleyber Torres. Sunk his head in shame and did not look happy about it. Got another super chat here from the 610 Stig. Says, Stanton has been cold. I think they kind of need to play him here this week to try and get him going into the playoffs, but the 5 days off are also tough. Yes, I agree with you. The layoff concerns me. Here's the thing about baseball, though. When you take a guy who's been struggling and his timing is off, and then you disrupt his timing even further, sometimes that's like a weird thing, and it makes his timing even better. It's like when Aaron Boone hit that home run off of Tim Wakefield in the ALCS. He had been in a miserable slump. He was not starting that game. And then, what a knuckleball does is it throws your timing off. It's slow, it flutters, and you take a guy who's slumping and you throw him against a pitch that's designed to kind of induce a slump, and it leads to a home run. So, Gianni Mola says Volpe needs to step up. Volpe had a tough night. He went 0 for 2 with a strikeout, now hitting .248, but he had been, I think, 5 for 12 since he got that day off, and also since I put out that video. AG says Stanton does not need to play. I think he needs at bats. I think he's going to play. You want him hot in the playoffs if you can make that happen. You want to get him going. But it's just weird how this team is set up right now. Let's take a look at the box score real quick, because we've got some guys that are stinging the ball that are always incredibly difficult. Like Torres hitting the ball well right now. Soto's always a tough out. And Judge, obviously one of the most dangerous hitters in the game, probably the most dangerous. But Wells is in a funk. Stanton is ice cold. Chisholm's ice cold. Rizzo, he'll get the occasional hit like he had tonight where it's kind of a soft hit, but he's not scaring me offensively. Volpe, you don't know what you're going to get. And Verdugo, obviously, not great. So really right now they got like 3 hitters that you can count on. Quick drink of water here. Hey, tomorrow, tune in. We're going to have Buster Olney on the show. He's one of my favorite Yankees writers. He wrote the book The Last Night of the Yankees Dynasty, which is my favorite Yankees book by a mile. I read it probably every year. He's going to be on the show tomorrow. We're recording in the morning. It's not going to be live, and then I'll release it at some point midday. But check that out. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about Soto. We're going to talk about his free agency, all that stuff. The Yankees' chances in the playoffs. I really think they could go, do some major damage in the playoffs, but the Orioles are getting healthy, and, that can be tough. Shane Johnson says, Verdugo is awful. Hope he doesn't see one postseason at bat. I can't say that I disagree. All right, guys, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Orgain, and then I'll be back in about 60 seconds, and we'll run through the game real quick. I just found a protein shake that actually tastes amazing, and it's been a game changer for me. It's called Orgain, and they're the leader in real protein powdered nutrition. What I love about them is they understand that being good for you doesn't have to mean it tastes bad. For me, it's all about the organic ingredients, but I don't want to battle my taste buds every day with something grainy. You know what I mean? With Orgain, I don't have to. It's giving smooth milkshake vibes. Plus, they've got this brand new 30-gram complete protein shake that's packed with real nutrition and designed to satisfy cravings without all the sugar. I've noticed it gives me energy, provides muscle support, and helps manage hunger also. It's made without soy ingredients and has no artificial flavors or sweeteners, which is a big plus for me. You can find Orgain 30-gram protein shakes at Costco or at Orgain.com. Head over to Orgain.com/foul and use the code FOUL for 20% off your order. Again, that's Orgain.com/foul for 20% off.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
We got another super chat here from Shane Johnson, who points out Gleyber Torres' batting average and OPS since moving to the leadoff hole, which is he's hitting .310 with an .890 OPS. And obviously those are very solid numbers, but he still has enormous problems running the bases. So very strong first inning for Clark Schmidt. Couple of strikeouts. Second inning, not so good. Orioles got on the board, couple of hits. They got another run in the fourth inning. Bottom four, Aaron Judge will not finish the season with 55 home runs.
It's another home run for Judge. All right. Here comes the Judge.
Majestic solo home run, number 56 on the season. And just think, a couple of months ago, Orioles fans were chirping about how Gunnar Henderson was going to be the MVP over Aaron Judge, but that's none of my business. On a sad note, that home run was caught by notorious ball hog Zach Hampel, one of the biggest jerks in all the sports. The Yankees put 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th inning and set Verdugo up with a perfect bunt situation, but they let him swing away, and he banged into a tailor-made double play. That's baseball, Susan. Got to bunt there, especially with a guy who hits that many ground balls. Top 6, Anthony Santander smoked a line drive home run off of Clark Schmidt's 100th pitch of the game. That was his final pitch. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. WHIP is at 1.16, ERA at 2.25. He takes the L, unfortunately, tonight. Top 7, Orioles tacked on another home run by Urias. And then bottom 7, Yanks put some momentum together. Double by Rizzo, infield single by Verdugo. Then Gleyber Torres smoked one to right field for a ground rule double that cut the lead to 4-2. Third hit of the night for Gleyber Torres. He's now hitting .257 with a .708 OPS. But then Soto smoked one to right field. 1 run scored, and Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto were both left on the bases at the same time, and nothing good can happen when that happens because that's 2 of the worst base runners in baseball. And Gleyber Torres got hung up halfway between home and third base, and the Orioles ran him down. He ended up diving back into the base about 3 feet short. It was like that scene in Major League where Willie Mays Hayes tries to steal second base, and the guy's like, come on, and then Willie flips him off. Absolutely the worst base runner I've ever seen. Worst. Stanton is the slowest. Torres is the worst. Orioles, of course, got one right back on a home run by another Rookie of the Year candidate, Colton Cowser. And he's got 23 home runs now. Bottom 9, Yankees brought the tying run to the plate. Jason Dominguez pinch hit for Anthony Volpe, and he bounced out. Tough spot to put the kid in, facing 100-mile-an-hour cutters off the bench. And then Verdugo popped out to end the game, and the AL East party will have to wait at least another day.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you ain't first, you're last.
James says, ads before YouTube, during YouTube, after YouTube, all these ads. Well, I mean, that's how this economy runs. I mean, I got to get paid, right? It's a free service. You know, all this equipment costs money. I got to pay people to run stuff. YouTube has to take their cut. That's how it works. That's, you know, you could just pay for cable and then you still get ads. This is free. So, anyway, Brian says that I think the best thing to do is DH Gleyber, play Cabrera at second, and just use Dominguez for left field. I'd rather have Grisham on the postseason roster instead of Verdugo. What are your thoughts? I don't think they'll do it because they want Stanton's bat in the playoffs because if he starts hitting home runs, he's a game changer. I mean, he can change a game with one swing. Problem is, most of his swings are coming up empty these days. But thank you for the super chat. Anyway, yeah, we got some F-Zap Campbell comments here in the chat. And And they are still ahead of Cleveland by a few games in terms of the best record in the American League. They still got a lead of 2 in the win column. So the Yankees are now 92 and 65, and the Guardians 91 and 67. So the Yankees still the favorite for home field advantage in the American League when the playoff begins. But tough night if you're a Yankees fan. Let's wrap it up. Folks. And Rayward says, what are the chances this team gets swept? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how the pitching goes for the Orioles and how the Yankees hit with runners in scoring position. A lot of factors. What lineups are they going to run out there? AG says Glaber ran on his own. That's not a surprise at all. Anyway. But, hey, get your questions in. Call on the voicemail for Buster only. And I'll pick a few of my favorite questions that you guys ask. And you can feel free to leave it in the comments, too. And we'll see what he thinks. But we'll definitely ask him about Juan Soto. We'll definitely ask him about, the Martian versus Verdugo headed into the playoffs. Just get his opinions on these subjects. He's been covering the Yankees a long time, one of my favorites, and I'm anxious to talk to him tomorrow. It's going to be fun. But tough night, guys. Hopefully I'll be back with better news tomorrow. I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.